Hi guys, so welcome to the SFN Show. We are here at KXU in London. I'm delighted to have Mr. Alex Crockford here.
Thank you.
On the show today. So you've got quite a vast skill set, which is very good to have in the tank.
Well, it's been more like a journey more than anything. So it came from personal training, and whilst I was personal training, I've always wanted to be a fitness model. As a teenager, I saw those guys on the front covers of magazines or inside magazines, and I thought, how can I be that guy? So
and now you've done it.
Now I've done it, and it still kind of blows my mind to look at magazines or kind of see myself in them, and that is kind of overwhelming. Still very grateful about it, but it was more. That was my initial interest, and then as that started to merge away from personal training, and I wanted to find a way to impact a much larger group of people around the world rather than just the one-to-one, which I still love and do occasionally, but I'm finding passion in helping as much people as I can. So that gave me the urge to create this Crockford brand, which is online programs and backed up with
It's European, worldwide? How far did you go?
Worldwide, all over.
Awesome.
I think.
What's your furthest one? Furthest client?
I think it's all over the world. All over. But the majority is UK and US mainly.
So like today we're going to obviously be talking a little bit about body image, which kind of, I guess the Crockford plan has obviously helped people with their own body image and confidence. But we were recently talking that sometimes these fast transformations and doing stuff in 8-12 weeks is not always what the client wants or the member wants. They sometimes want something which is a bit more achievable in a sort of longer distance.
I think it is what they want, but maybe it might be their self-doubt, thinking that they can't achieve it. If they see this massive, very quick transformation, it might limit their own self-belief. Is that possible?
Too many changes.
Yeah, too many changes might put them off. Like, oh, what have I got to do to achieve that? Or even if they do want to achieve that, we know as trainers, not everybody keeps it unless the lifestyle is continued. So. With this in mind, when I finished my first kind of chapter of 12-week programs, I continued that process and have built this very unique one-year plan where it's not personal training and it's not online coaching, but it's like a guide to show people through for an entire interesting, structured, progressive 1 year, which I'm kind of on the edge of completing.
So it's like a big educational component. So like the viewers and stuff, they can understand the reasons why they're applying certain things and principles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because sometimes that quick change it can be great, but like you said, there's a lot of things to implement, and it can kind of, when people come off the back end of it, they fall back into their normality. Where there's not been enough time to install good habits. Is that kind of what you're trying to do?
Yeah, absolutely. Because sometimes people kind of prioritize the training side, sometimes they prioritize the nutrition side, and inevitably you fall back to old habits. But sometimes it can take a whole 3 months to get the nutrition right, and you haven't even really found your way with your training. So it's all about just building that slow kind of progress over a year. So that's
another thing that we're all culprits of, and then you all will be as well, is the fact that we always reach a goal and then we never think we're good enough. So we always try and get past that goal and get further. Do you think that's a thing you see regularly? Someone maybe gets the best results they've ever had, but then it's like, oh, it's not good enough.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it happens with me, and you see it varying in the different parts of the fitness industry as well. Like the bodybuilding world is like one part of the industry where it's never any good enough, and you're always striving for more. And it's a thing with me as well, is that sometimes you look in the mirror and you may be looking amazing to a lot of other people, but you're not fully satisfied with where you want to be. And over the years of feeling that, I think I'm coming to a place now where I'm finding goals in other things like performance, mental health, how I feel, how mobile I am, how functional I am.
I see you've been working more on the mobility stuff as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, because there's more than just body composition, being like lean and seeing abs. There's actually more about the whole health picture, your internal health, you're making sure you get nutrients in your body, enough sleep, hydration. There's so many factors that influence your overall health.
Yeah, massively. And I can sometimes look back at when I was leanest or looking the most shreddest kind of thing, like looking amazing and thinking, I don't remember feeling very strong or very functional.
Yeah.
And now my goals are kind of switched to wanting a bit of everything really. And that's kind of what I'm preaching to a lot of people as well. There's no point striving to look your best if really internally and mentally you're not at your best as well. It's trying to get it all.
So that's spot on with that. And I mean, so a lot of your kind of goals also be not just about being the best possible health version yourself, but obviously when you're doing your fitness modeling work and you've got a cover coming up or something like that, there might be like a small peak where you've got to do something quite drastic just to kind of get your last bit of get your last set of abs out, and then you kind of go back to a little bit, you ease off the gas a little bit and go back to a little bit of normality where it's achievable and sustainable.
Yeah, absolutely. That happens quite a lot if there is something big coming up. I mean, I'm trying to stay in shape continuously now that my life is full of content and building the YouTube, and I know that keeping in good shape helps motivate others, so that motivates me to carry on. But inevitably, if there is a big shoot or something coming up, the experience of the past 5 years of how to diet, how to train to get those changes happening quite quickly, I can apply them for a few weeks and see the changes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had a question from Federico specifically for you. He wanted to ask, if your pre-workout snack would be different depending on whether you're doing HIIT training, strength, or like an endurance kind of stuff. Would it change for you?
Yes, it would change for me, and I think not just the type of training session, but the goals that you have as well, and also the time of day. Like, this is very personal to me, but sometimes I wake up and I love doing fasted training.
Yes.
Not necessarily because there's science for and against it, but irrelevant of that, I quite enjoy it. I feel like the food from yesterday is kind of within my bloodstream, within my muscles, and I'm ready to have a good training session. However, if it comes down to like strength and performance, I think I perform at my peak. If I was going for like a training session that was competitive or an event or something, then I like to have fuel.
So you like to fuel yourself up?
Yeah, absolutely.
So carbohydrates?
Carbohydrates, fats and proteins. So
everything.
A balance of all three macronutrients, like protein porridge with almond butter, you've got all three macronutrients, something like that. Whereas if I was maybe having more of an endurance session and I'm not doing it fasted, maybe I'm having a very long run, then I prefer having like higher fats and higher protein rather than
it's
high
interesting
carbs.
because it's all dependent on how your body reacts, because everybody's bodies react differently to food.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a little bit about trial and testing and seeing what works and how you feel.
Very personal thing. Everybody feels differently with different things. So I think I kept kind of not bloated, but feel really full with a high carbohydrate breakfast. So if I was running, then I'd have more eggs and salmon and avocados and things like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So luckily enough, Alex is going to be putting together for like a body image kind of conscious kind of workout. We're going to do a male and a female workout.
Yep.
So for those of you that are short on time, or you just want like one of those workouts you can do once or twice a week, which is going to concentrate on body image only. Which it's got its pros and cons, but we're gonna give it to the viewers what they want.
Don't forget that it's all in the mind,
it's all in the mind.
Mental health as well as the physical health. But when this comes down to the actual training, this is what you can do.
Yeah, awesome. So that'll be coming up next. Alex, thanks very much for coming on the show, mate. It's really good to have you on here. We will be getting you back on again soon.
Yeah.
And I want to talk more about the other aspects that you contribute to constantly and day to day on your Instagram and everything else.
Brilliant. Thank you.
But yeah, awesome to have you on, mate. And look forward to doing the workout.